Hello, welcome to Friends of Terry Virgil's podcast. This is pretty interesting episode we're going to have today. Matter of fact, the Liberals actually gave me the episode, and it's not hard to get it from them anyways, because as everybody knows that you only get half the news and the good stuff from the Liberals and Democrats and those Republicans that happen to agree with the Liberals and Democrats. But the name of the episode is Obama Wants ISIS to Attack the U.S. Now Obama is going to the UN to make an appeal and make demands that the United States of America take on and bring and allow ISIS to come in as refugees. Pretty interesting. I know that if you look at the word ISIS, it stands for Islamic State, Iraq, Syria. The key word in there for the refugee thing is Syria. Why does he want to allow Syria into the United States of America? I understand that during times of war that there are refugees. It's a common fact, and a lot of people can't be trusted because you got people that'll try and sneak in or something like that into a country by claiming that they're refugees. We've seen this throughout history. It's not that uncommon to do. But people like liberal people like Obama, who is a Muslim, by the way, is demanding that we bring in Syrian refugees when Syria is part of ISIS. In any fact, and in any shape, way, or form, if you're going to allow any part of a group to come in, and their name is on the label and who you're fighting the war against, that's a Mori accent. And that tells you that people like Obama do understand the fact that, hey, we got to be nice to the Muslims, and because they're ISIS. They are ISIS that are coming in. The word Islamic State, Iraq, Syria. Syria should be the key word there. And yes, he says the word ISIL. Well, that also stands for Islamic State, Iraq, the whole territory in the Middle East, actually. That's what it comes down to. That he wants to, that's why he distinguishes both as different. But if you look at it this way, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how you put it. The liberals like to say ISIL for the simple fact is they want to see the Muslim church and claim the Muslim church as a church of peace. Some peace. When you got the whole Muslim church coming in, wanting to behead, burn you alive, or even come up and put you in a cage and drown you. I don't make this up, people. I look at it this way. I've read from the Quran 8, and I'll continue to do that. I also read from Quran 2, that here's another fact that most people do not understand. If you read the Quran, and I hope you do, you'll find that there are 190 references to what I just stated. And ISIS and ISIL uses the same resources and same sites to verify what they are doing. And if you look at what we're stating right here, that if you got Sharia law that backs this all up, and Obama agreeing with this, and yes, he's made reference that he is a Muslim, that he has got no other choice but to agree with it. I've given you references and cited several times that the Muslim law and the Quran back up the idea that a Muslim can tell a lie in order to protect themselves, or to come up with a lie that would make it justifiable for them to go and kill Christians and Jews. If you don't believe it, I suggest you look it up. And believe me, Quran 8, Quran 2, including Sharia law, can back each other up. And Sharia law is Muslim law, by the way. And seeing that Obama is going to the UN, that should, and plead to the UN to allow and force the governors of those states, 40, I think it's 40 some odd states now, or close to 41 states, because these 41 states are saying to Obama, no, we're not going to allow ISIS into our state so that they could kill, behead, burn people alive. And people, I'm going to say it this much, they will even take a newborn child and do this exactly. They will strip them naked and burn them alive. That's what they'll do to a newborn child, or else they'll behead that newborn child. If you like this idea, you are a liberal, you are a Democrat, or a Republican that agrees with the Democrats and liberals, or a communist or a socialist. I just named off the real people that hate America, hate the Constitution, hate the idea of freedom and liberty. And if you agree that there should be ISIS coming into the United States of America as refugees, then you are mistaken, because you will be the first ones to be executed by ISIS. ISIS hates us conservatives, they hate us Christians, and they hate us and hate those that are Jewish in nature. End of sentence. I just described a white supremacy group called the Ku Klux Klan to a T. Except for one thing, these are Muslims. I just described the Black Panthers, except for one thing, they're Muslims. You notice I did not and will not ever be politically correct. You can't be politically correct anymore. Obama, Hillary Clinton, Ketchup Man, who is the Secretary of State by the name of John Kerry, wants everybody to be politically correct. Obama, Hillary Clinton, and the Ketchup Man absolutely say that we should bring the enemy here to the United States to allow people to be beheaded, burned alive, or even worse, have a stake shoved up your rear end and put you on a pole like they like to do, or set you up on meat hooks, and also, or burn you, or drown you in cages. That's what the Muslims are in reality. You cannot tell me that allowing ISIS to come into the United States of America is a very smart move. Yes, you're going to hear me say it. I like to help those that are refugees from other nations and allow them in. Because they are not going to attack the United States of America and behead, burn you alive, or drown you. The Muslim church is all based on the word hate. Even as far back, and you can see this hate that came about around 634 AD by the Prophet Muhammad. He wrote the Quran, and everything that he wrote in it is based on pure hate. Hate is the opposite of the word peace. Now, if this is supposed to be a religion of peace, where is it? It's not written in the Quran. It's not written in Sharia law. Understand that what else is there? You either got a choice to make. Either you're going to have peace or you're going to have hate. There is no middle ground. There is no saying, King's X that I hate, but yet I'm going to have peace or love. Because peace is part of love, by the way. It's in the description if you think about it. You can't have it. Obama wants to bring in ISIS into the United States of America. I'm not going to say this, the Muslim church, because the Muslim church is ISIS. It is a denomination of the Muslim church, if you want to get technical. It's not anything else other than that. If he's going to allow ISIS in, that means he's going to have to allow the Taliban and Al-Qaeda in as well. Yes, there are Muslims that are living peacefully here in the United States of America. I'm not denying that fact. But people like Hillary Clinton that are running for political office as the president should understand. And she accuses a man by the name of Donald Trump of promoting ISIS. Well, she is the biggest promoter of ISIS I have ever heard and seen. She hates America. She hates freedom and liberty. She hates the idea of having the word called integrity. She hates it all. She tells lies just like Obama does, and just like the Ketchup Man, and any other Democrat, and any other liberal out there. Any communist. She, just like them, she is saying that we got to hate freedom and liberty. She hates capitalism. You hear Bernie Sanders, who is a socialist, hates the sovereignty of the United States of America. I don't know what O'Malley's saying because you don't hear too much about him. But I would bet that he hates the sovereignty of America, freedom, and liberty. All three of them do. And the head nutcase that hates America the most is Mr. Obama. And I'm going to say this much. I'm going to say that Mr. Obama is the biggest moron that there is on the face of the earth. Let's put it this way. If you're politically correct, I'll say the whole wide world and the universe. He is a moron, an imbecile that cannot see. He is blind to the truth. No wonder we got people in San Bernardino